What's up, guys? Welcome back to Basement Boys Podcast. I'm Landon, and Zach. We're your co-hosts today. As you can see, we moved sets. We moved out of the cold garage, and now we're actually Basement Boys. So, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
The Rams-Niners game.
Rams-Niners, man.
Jimmy Garoppolo
Classic.
blows another playoff lead. Another 10-point playoff lead.
Well, it was Kyle Shanahan, too. He was with the Falcons when they blew the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Jaquiski Tart. He cost him that game.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the game literally in his hands and drops it.
It wasn't really in his hands. It was more on his shoulder, but...
Yeah, but no one's around. No one's 10 yards in your radius, and you're an NFL safety. You should be able to catch that.
Yeah, he didn't have his focus on it. It was just not... It was catchable, definitely, but just wasn't the best.
Matthew Stafford is he's a little big play dependent. He's a little...
Yeah.
I feel like he could throw some picks against the Bengals D.
And get sacked a lot, because he takes a lot of time in the pocket.
Yeah. Bengals, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Shooter McPherson does it again.
Shoulda.
Joe Burrow proves it's not a fluke.
No, he didn't.
I'm
not 100% on the Joe Burrow hype train.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. I don't think he's all that great. I don't think he's as great as the hype surrounding him is.
Put Jimmy Garoppolo on that team, and they're not going further than they
I agree.
were.
I agree. I'm saying he's not better than Herbert.
I think he's better than Herbert.
I don't think so.
I think he's better. Where'd Herbert take his team?
Oh, on the fringe playoffs.
Yeah, with a better line.
Yeah, but as a whole, I think that Chargers team it's a little bit worse. Just a little bit. As a whole.
I don't know. I think you have more weapons. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. I mean...
Yeah. I don't...
Keenan Allen's a better wide receiver than any of the three on the Bengals.
I think Jamar Chase is better than Keenan Allen, in my opinion. But I don't think Joe Burrow... I don't like his play style. His play style is a little bland for me.
What do you mean?
It's just too textbook, you know? Simple. It's pretty simple.
Just five-step dropbacks, or
yeah.
I mean, he scrambled a lot out of the pocket when he.
Well, he has to, but it's not a lot of.
I mean, if it works.
Yeah, I guess I'm spoiled by Mahomes and Allen sidearm and stuff.
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl?
I don't think the Bengals can hold the Rams' defensive front.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a competition up front. I think it's going to be a clear win in the trenches, and I think that's going to win the Rams the game.
I think if it all depends on Matthew Stafford turnovers. If Matthew Stafford throws more than 2 interceptions, the Bengals are going to win the game.
Yeah. What's the over under?
It is.
It's 48, I think.
48.5. I'm taking the over.
I'm taking the over for sure.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
I'm taking Rams -4.5 too.
Yeah, they'll win by a touchdown.
Yeah. I think T. Higgins will be an anytime scorer in this game too. Mm-hmm. I think they'll try to double Jamar and it'll get T or Tyler Boyd open.
Yeah.
I would take either of those two to score a touchdown this game. I don't know. I mean, you can double Jamar, but you leave two more. I mean, T. Higgins is an elite wide receiver, and I think Tyler Boyd is a borderline elite wide receiver. So I don't know what you do. It's that's the scariest wide receiver trio I've ever seen in football, in my opinion. I'm taking over 281.5 passing yards for Stafford.
Yeah, he'll get a lot of big shots down the field.
I think Eli Apple will give up a lot of shots because Eli Apple's kind of had a bad playoff.
Yeah.
We saw it against the Chiefs in the first half. He kind of got burned, and then they started playing safety help with Jesse Bates, and they turned it around. But I think if he gets safety help from Bates, he'll not do as bad as earlier in the playoffs.
He's great off the ball. It's just those foot races that kill him.
Yeah. For my double result, I'm taking Rams draw in full time, and then Rams win in OT.
I'm taking Rams.
I was tempted to take Rams because of Sean McVay's halftime record after halftime. I think it'll be Rams draw. Then Rams will get the coin toss and win the Super Bowl.
And then we'll have a whole nother thing.
Yeah. I do think the Bengals do have a massive shot at having. They have a big shot. I mean, depending on Matthew Stafford's turnovers, the Rams' turnovers as a whole, because Cameron Akers hasn't done that good of ball
especially against
carrying.
the Bucs.
Yeah. I think if Matthew Stafford can give consistent strikes down the field for the entire game, they'll win. And I don't think it matters what they do on defense that much at that point.
Yeah, but I really like the Rams' defensive front against that Bengals O-line.
Yeah. Joe Burrow. His valuableness, is that a word? Valuability. We'll say that's a word.
Yeah, sure.
It's insane to think what that team would be without him, and then to see what teams have offered in the past for him and what teams could have been. Like the Dolphins offered 3 firsts for the first overall pick, which I assume they would have taken Joe Burrow. And the Dolphins' history, recent 3 years, would be totally different than it has been. I saw something where the Broncos were trying to trade for him.
Well, he's a sort of tall white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll be I think he has a chance at being the next generational quarterback, like a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning. I think out of anyone, excluding Mahomes and Allen, like the young guys in the league, I think he has the best chance out of any of them to be a generational quarterback. So
you're saying first, second, third year guys like those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's everything, says Chris and Aaron.
That's my mom.
I know.
Yeah. My mom really likes Joe Burrow. I think Herbert is more talented. I think Burrow's gonna have more success.
I don't think Herbert's more talented.
What is up with you and your stiffy for this guy?
I just don't like him.
It's like the whole world all of a sudden has a boner for Joe Burrow. A Joe Burner.
I just like Joe Burrow. I mean, I had him ranked higher than Herbert previously before he had playoff success. I mean, it's not like he had playoff success and I put him higher.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be scary when he gets an actual O-line because he's going to the Super Bowl without an O-line.
Yeah, that's true. I watched him against the Chiefs, and you're like, damn, this isn't really anything special.
Yeah.
And then there's one play, and you're like, oh my God, they're up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It happens so quickly.
That right before halftime play from the Chiefs looks a lot worse now. I mean, they would have won the game if they took 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like
that's not Andy Reid's style of coaching though. I think Andy Reid he knew the weapons he has. He knew he had a chance at that if he got Tyreek Hill open.
Yeah.
The screen pass, it could have been better designed.
Yeah.
Could have had Kelsey leak out on the right side maybe, or maybe a tackle.
Yeah.
Line up jumbo, but it wasn't a bad play. It was just a bad situational thing. No, and you don't have a timeout. I think you sort of have.
I think you either take a shot at the end, a quick shot at the end zone, like a 1 yard slant.
Yeah.
Or you take 3, because I think that at that point they had 5 seconds on the clock, so they could have either taken an extremely quick shot to the end zone, or taken 3. Which I think, in hindsight, they should have taken 3. I mean, I understand at that point wanting to go for 7, but
what was the score? 21-10 or 21-3
at halftime?
Yeah,
21-10.
Yeah, they just got a little greedy. That's all. I mean, yeah, they should have took 3, but we only know that now.
Yeah. So let's move on. Talk about some trending topics. It's trending topic. We got some topics that are trending to talk about.
Oh boy.
So, oh my God, as a Dolphins fan, this is just terrible. It's a whole thing. It's just
I agree.
I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I am hoodwinked.
Bamboozled.
So, I wasn't the most fond of Stephen Ross before this week.
I wouldn't be either.
I have said for years, as long as I've been able to watch Miami football, that he is a terrible owner. He is like a wannabe Jerry Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we find out that he was paying Brian Flores to lose football games.
Yeah.
$100K.
100K.
100K. 100K by me, as Cartier Sway would say.
Hey, come on the show, man.
And that we lost 12. That's $1.2 million.
Yeah, 12 games.
12 games. We were 5-12 that year. I guess. I mean, it was sure tank for
Tua.
Tank for Tua. I mean, it was originally tank for Tua, but then he fell.
Yeah.
And I think if Tua wouldn't have gotten injured, he would have went first, and then we would have gotten Burrow.
What would we be having this conversation about Joe Burrow if he wasn't a Bengal?
I don't know. I think the Dolphins have a better entire team than the Bengals, and I'll stand by that. But the only thing, their wide receiver core is obviously better.
But did Tua's injury set him back that much to where he would have been better than Joe Burrow?
I'm not sure. I mean, that's a very hypothetical question.
I personally don't think so, but I think there's a conversation to be had. Huh.
What the hell is that? Love face. Yeah, I'm banning that. But
that's funny.
I don't think we might not be having this conversation today if Joe Burrow wasn't taken by the Bengals, but
like say Chase Young went first overall.
Yeah.
Are we having this conversation of Joe Burrow just took Washington to the Super Bowl? It's something to think about.
It's something to think about. I'm just banning this.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that got through our security.
But back to the Dolphins. I think this is just.
Yeah, and in all months, you got to find this out in February.
And it gets worse. There's more and more. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more by the time after this weekend.
So, it's the Dolphins, Broncos, and Giants, right? They're being sued?
Yeah. So, Brian Flores, after being fired by the Dolphins, which is a stupid move anyways. I mean, I know, blah, blah, blah. Hadn't made the playoffs, but we've had back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since 2002. And we fire the guy, which is stupid. I mean, Stephen Ross is stupid, but we find out that they were on thin ice, or they were. I guess you could say he was on thin ice.
Yeah.
At a later point, because he wanted to win games, and he goes on CBS says, "That's not my DNA. I've always been a winner." And I mean, you don't. I don't care about. I know people want to tank sometimes.
Yeah.
But you play to win football games. That's what you do.
Yeah. At every level.
And then we find out later. I wanted Dable. That's a really.
Is it Dable?
Dable.
I have no clue.
Brian Dable, whatever his name is. That's the only guy I really wanted as a replacement from Flores, because Dable was the OC at Bama when Tua and Waddle were there, so he obviously knows their strong suits, knows their weaknesses, and that's really the only guy I wanted. Then I found out Dable gets the New York job, and Flores was wanting to get that job.
Right. Why would you want that job?
I don't know why you'd want the Giants job. I mean, maybe because he sees they have a good defense. Flores is more of a defensive guy. But then Bill Belichick texts Brian Flores.
This might be the funniest thing to ever happen in the NFL.
He texts Brian Flores, congrats on the New York job, before Flores even interviews. He's like, have you heard something I haven't, coach?
Right.
He's like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're their guy. You're New York and Buffalo's guy.
Buffalo's guy. And he's like,
coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Dable?
Yeah. And he goes, I this up.
Yeah. And he's like, thank you, coach. And he signs the BB.
BB, yeah.
And it just gets worse from here.
I don't think Belichick had any ill intentions.
I don't think so either. But I mean, it's kind of, this gets into the teams abusing the Rooney rule.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, the Rooney rule is each NFL team, if they're hiring a head coaching candidate,
has to interview a person of color.
At least one person of color.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a good rule.
I like it. Is it any job opening, or is it just head coach?
It might be any job. It's a coaching position. But the Giants are set to interview Flores, and he gets the text from Belichick saying, oh, blah, 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 Dable's already got the job.
Yeah.
So this proves that the Giants aren't really following the Rooney rule, which leads me to believe that a lot of teams aren't following the Rooney rule. And the Giants, Dolphins, and Broncos are all getting sued by Flores because of the violation of this rule and discrimination in the hiring process.
Yeah, so apparently the Broncos, this situation's foggy. So they already had Hackett in mind, right? Or was it with Fangio?
I think it was Fangio.
It was Fangio, and then they had to interview Flores.
Yeah. And
Elway was impaired.
Off his rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's already impaired anyways with his CTE, but when he comes in there drunker than a skunk at 9 in the morning, I assume, to Brian Flores' head coaching interview, and just he said Flores quoted Elway was an hour late to the interview. He felt disrespected.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's
you gotta
a crappy
think
thing to do.
How many interviews with people of color are like that? Just completely disregarding them.
I'd say probably a lot.
Yeah, and I think what Brian Flores is doing right now, I know people are saying, oh, he's throwing away his job. He's doing this to himself. He's doing that. He's doing this to better the league we love.
Yeah.
And I can't respect the man more.
But it gets even worse because Stephen Ross had a contact with Tom Brady in his free agency from when he left New England and was going to Tampa. We didn't know where he was going at the time.
Right.
Tom Brady's wife, Giselle, really likes the city of Miami. Who wouldn't?
I love Miami. I love the area. I love Florida.
But we find out that Stephen Ross invites Brian Flores and Tom Brady to a lunch to kind of discuss Tom Brady's future and a possibility in Miami. And nobody knows about this. So Flores is like, no, that violates tampering rules, which I understand, but it's Brady. And if you have a chance to get Brady, you take it. Like, In my opinion, if I were in Flores' shoes, I would meet with Brady. I mean, Stafford did it with the Rams.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure Brady did it with other teams.
Yeah. And then Flores says no, and he goes back to his regular stuff, and then Stephen Ross invites him on his yacht for a lunch. When he's on the yacht, Stephen Ross reveals behind the red curtain, Tom Brady comes out, waltzing out, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Right.
I didn't know this guy was going to be here.
Yeah, that had to have been a shock.
And Flores still refuses to talk to him. So I think at that point, that was the bond breaking between Brady possibly coming to Miami and...
That also had to have been breaking of a bond between Ross and Flores.
Yeah. I think that was at that point it was downhill from there.
Yeah, it was like,
because that was after the 5-12 season, so we weren't good at that point.
Right.
I mean, we went 10-6 the next year, which is a good record. So I mean, if we go 10-6 with a quarterback duo of Ryan Fitzmagic and Tua Tagovailoa, imagine what we do with Brady. And that's a 16-0 team with Brady, honestly.
Brady and a pick, because you wouldn't have to pick Tua.
I mean, Brady was retiring in 2 years, so I would have picked a quarterback.
You could have picked a quarterback this year.
I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't have had a higher pick, though. What do you think Kenny Pickett will fall that low to 29?
No, I'm talking about. You could have taken a quarterback instead of Waddle.
I don't know. Waddle's pretty good. He's broken reception records.
But would he be that great without Tua? Because he's their number one target. He wouldn't be a number one target on a team with Brady. Because with Brady, you attract those free agents, you attract those trade targets, you attract those draft picks.
I mean, obviously, he wouldn't be a number one target because he's a rookie, and I don't think that's really ever happened except with Tua and Waddle because they were college teammates. They already have built-up chemistry. But the possibility of Brady coming to, I mean, we could have got the GOAT. Yeah, we could have got the GOAT.
Two more great years, honestly. He had
two
great
MVP
years.
Quality years.
Yeah.
And there was what was it? It was like a barber chair.
Yeah.
It was an interview with Tom Brady and it was Draymond Green and LeBron. It was like a podcast with LeBron. And it was like 2 years ago. And everybody thought he was talking about Jimmy G. He was not talking about Jimmy G. He was talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Wait, no, what he said?
You want that mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well.
And because I think the full clip is, I was talking to this team, talking about leaving before I went to Tampa, going to a certain team, and we cut ties, and he was like, "You want that mother blanker?"
Yeah.
And everybody thought he was talking about Jimmy G.
Jimmy G in San Francisco.
But the only person Tom Brady's ever talked bad about is Ryan Fitzpatrick. He lost to whenever he lost to the Jets back when Fitzpatrick was kind of like in his prime, I guess. I don't really know if you can
call it a prime,
but they had lost. It was their second loss of the year to the Jets, and it was kind of I guess you could say a down year for the Patriots. And Brady's in the locker room talking about that dude. It wouldn't be any different if he was in this locker room. He just badmouthed him, basically.
Yeah.
And that is the only person to ever talk bad. Brady's the only person to ever talk bad.
He's the only person Brady's talked bad.
Yeah. Which fortifies this claim even more because we could have got Brady.
Yeah.
Could have got Brady.
Yeah.
Stephen Ross needs to be fired immediately.
Well, who fires an owner?
Or he needs to sell the team immediately. That's what I meant. Chris Greer needs to be. I don't mind Chris Greer. He just doesn't have the best eye for draft talent. I mean, we drafted Noah Igbenogany 2 years ago with the 14th pick, and he's played special teams for 2 years straight. Drafted Austin Jackson with the 22nd pick, and we could have got DeAndre Swift. We could have got Jay Jettas. Could have got who else?
Wait.
What?
Oh my God! Y'all could have had Brady and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, we could have had Brady, Jay Jettas, and DeAndre Swift. I was literally calling with the 18th pick, or it was 18th or 14th, one of them. I was like, we need a receiver. Let's pick up a receiver. So I was like, okay, I like this Henry Ruggs kid. He seems fast.
Yeah, he loves to go fast.
Justin Jefferson and Henry Ruggs were my 2 picks because Bama receiver, obviously, Bama receivers have always panned out good in the NFL, and then LSU receiver. LSU receivers have also panned out pretty good. You got OBJ, and then Landry. Those 2 teams put out wide receivers pretty consistently. Yeah. DeAndre Swift. I was like, he is the best running back in the draft by far. By far. Mm-hmm. We didn't pick him up. With the 31st pick, we didn't pick him up. Right. It was day 2 in the draft, and we passed up on him. Mm-hmm. And then the year after that, we...
One pick away from Javonte Williams.
One pick away from Javonte Williams.
Yeah, we were at Quaker State.
Yeah, we were at a restaurant. I'm watching the draft. I'm like, the Dolphins are 1 pick away from getting Javonte Williams.
Yeah, the Broncos aren't going to take him at all.
Yeah, or no, it was they traded to get the pick. It was Giants pick. I'm like, Giants don't need a running back. They got Saquon.
There's no way they trade this pick, right?
Yeah, and they traded to the Broncos. I'm like, oh no, and then it pops up running back out of North Carolina. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. But
this is the downfall of Stephen Ross.
Here's a funny thing, just kind of funny. Bill Belichick tarnishes, of all teams, the New York Giants, who beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I mean, the Giants of all teams.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've ranted enough about Stephen Ross and the Miami Dolphins.
So how about Kevin O'Connell and Jim Harbaugh? The whole Jim Harbaugh thing.
Is it time for you to rant about your team?
It's not a rant. It's actually like I'm at a great place right now. With the
Vikings. Glad with?
I'm very
O'Connell?
happy with Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, you weren't. You said you were.
I didn't want Harbaugh.
No, you said you were like in the group chat. You said you were like, I'm actually gonna.
Yeah. Happy tears.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said I'm actually going to cry, but I thought you meant like
no.
sad way.
Oh, no. Here. Go. Mom, put in the chat what I did last night. I took my shirt off and jumped up and down. Crying.
Crying?
Crying.
Did you expect Kevin O'Connell?
No. I thought we were going to get stuck with another old fuck Harbaugh. And then Harbaugh was like, you know what? I don't need you. I'm going to stay in Michigan. It's probably how he says it. He probably says it Michigan. But he says he wants to stay in Michigan. We're like, okay, we're going to take Kevin O'Connell. The next Sean McVay. Put money on it.
He jumped up and down and cried. I mean, I'd rather have Kevin O'Connell than Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Kevin.
But, I mean, I thought y'all were going to get stuck with, like, Kellen Moore or Lane Kiffin.
I wouldn't be too mad with Lane Kiffin. We actually need an offensive coordinator. Jeff Lebby, if you need a job, Oklahoma's not treating you good. Come on, man. Come on. Quezzy, I'm doing your job. You get going. Come on, man.
Get going.
Get going, Quezzy. Get him here.
I mean, I feel like I'd be happy with that pick if I was a Vikings fan. I wouldn't want Harbaugh. He's probably gonna die soon, anyways.
No, it's just like
he's gonna need to pick up another coach soon, anyways.
Yeah, we'd be stuck with another Mike Zimmer for 9 years.
Yeah,
the guy who's stuck in his ways, wants to run a team his way. No, we need offense. We need fast pace. We need something new. And I really like Kevin O'Connell for what he does with the Rams.
So Brady has finally called it quits after 22 seasons in the NFL. All-time passing yards leader, all-time receptions leader, all-time touchdown leader, all-time wins leader by far.
Yeah, in all things football, he's the undisputed GOAT.
Yeah. Tom Brady is second in receiving yards above the age of 40.
First is Jerry Rice.
Yeah. First is Jerry Rice with 2,100. Second is Tom Brady with 6.
Yeah. And then everybody else, and then Favre with negative.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you had the whole thing with, well, maybe he's not retiring, then maybe he is. Oh, he is. No, he's not. Yeah, he is.
Schefter is Schefter a freelance guy or is he?
No, he's an ESPN
guy.
Yeah.
I say he's probably a little
iffy on the job.
Yeah, a little job security, maybe.
Nah,
because he slipped up before. That's a big slip up.
This is the biggest slip up in sports news since I've been alive.
Probably.
At least as far as I can remember.
But I mean, he's undisputed GOAT. I mean, there's no quarterback in the past or in the future that I think will ever be better than him.
No, there'll be quarterbacks better than him. There will never be a quarterback as
great,
as winning, as classy, and just as have as much longevity and success as Tom Brady.
I thought he's gonna take another year.
Yeah.
Because I could never see. I was like, Brady's not gonna leave on a miss.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't think he's leaving. But let's move on from football. Talk a little NBA.
Ooh.
So, Kyle Kuzma is finally coming into his own.
Yeah.
In this league, he leads the. Last night or 2 nights ago, he led the Wizards in over a win above the 76ers with 28 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds off of like 56% shooting.
Right.
4 3-pointers made.
If I'm the Wizards, I say nobody's on the trade block except Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a young package, seeing who I can get. Really, fish for a guy like Jaylen Brown or.
I think that team needs an athletic wing that can knock down, like a Brandon Ingram or something.
Maybe a package for like Poole and Kuminga.
I'd like that. I don't think the Warriors would trade Kuminga.
I mean, if you're getting Bradley Beal,
too much upside.
I feel like at front court with Steph and Bradley Beal and then Klay coming in the 3-year off the bench.
Yeah. Warriors, I think they got a big chance at it this year. I still think my Bucks are going back to back.
Nah, I think the Suns got them this year.
Think?
They're steamrolling the league this year.
Giannis is averaging the most. I don't know why he isn't higher in the MVP conversation. People say, oh, blah, blah, he isn't that valuable to his team, blah, blah, blah. With Giannis on the court, the Bucks in offensive rating are 115, which is 5 points above league average. With Giannis off the court, they are 5 points below league average. Or no, 6 points below league average.
So they're at, what, 94?
Yeah. With Giannis on the court, our defensive average is 4 points below league average. We let up 108 with Giannis on the court.
Yeah.
114 with Giannis off the court.
I think it's Chris Paul's year.
For MVP?
For MVP.
I think
he's the most deserving of it.
Giannis, out of people may average more points. Giannis doesn't play 30 minutes a game. He doesn't play. He plays 28 minutes a game, I think.
That's absurd.
Yeah, and he's averaging 20. Let me look it up.
Yeah, but Chris Paul's numbers don't pop out of your eyes, but
it's the Chris Paul effect.
Yeah.
He is averaging 32 minutes a game, so he's not averaging 36. But it is less than last year, and he's putting up more points.
And still, he needs to be on the court 48 minutes a game.
Better, he's averaging 20, 29, 11, 6 with a steal and a block and a half.
Yeah.
And his per 75 possession, I don't like to do per 36. I think it's inaccurate.
Yeah.
His per 75 possessions, he is the league leader in points, rebounds, and blocks.
Yeah, I
and his court vision is
one of the. Yeah.
I mean, for a 7-footer, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, he can drive, start to Euro, and pass it back out to Dante DiVincenzo or George Hill or someone, Grayson Allen. I mean, I don't know how you stop that.
Grayson Allen.
Yeah, I don't like Grayson Allen either, but good. He's a Buck, so I have to.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you stop that? Because if you guard the outlets, you got Giannis 1-on-1 in the lane, which isn't. That's a bucket. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just my case for Giannis for MVP.
Not a bad case at all, honestly.
Yeah. Staying with the Eastern Conference, James Harden trade rumors. Do you think if they trade him, if they were to trade him, where do you think he'd go?
Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wants to be in Philly. Yeah, it'll probably be for Simmons, but I wouldn't touch Simmons if I'm the Nets. I don't like Simmons at all.
Why? Just because he's been sitting out?
Not that. He's a reliability on offense.
Yeah, but he's a great facilitator and a great finisher, and he can rebound the ball.
Yeah.
I think when you have KD and Kyrie,
you don't need a shooter or scorer.
I mean, the 76ers built that team around Ben Simmons. You can't argue that. They went out and got Seth Curry in the offseason so they'd have a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
They got George Hill, who's he's a pretty consistent shooter. He led the league in three-point percentage a few years ago, so he's another shooter. Joel Embiid, he can shoot. He's one of the best shooting centers in the league. I don't know how you can.
I think that pick and roll with Harden and Embiid, the league ain't ready for that. That's crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
I think Harden's washed.
I mean, it's crazy because you say that because he's not scoring as many points. Then you realize, he's getting like 11 boards a game as a 2.
Yeah, but he's 6'7", 6'6", 6'7".
I think 6'8".
He's a tall too.
Yeah.
I don't think they trade him. I think they wait till free agency.
Yeah.
So they don't really have to give up anything for Simmons.
I'd like to see Simmons in Atlanta.
I don't know how that works.
I just feel like they could use his defensive finishing.
Where would you put him? Can't put him at the 1. Can't put him at the 4.
No, I'd put him at 3 probably.
3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or put Trey at the 2, Simmons at the 1.
We're kind of getting into positionless basketball there.
Well, I think basketball today is positionless. Period.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Simmons gets traded before the deadline? Deadline's in 7 days, I think. You think he gets traded before?
I saw a thing. It was like he's been fined $19 million, and it'll be 32 if they don't trade him.
Yeah.
So if I'm Ben Simmons, I want to be traded more than ever.
Yeah.
Do I think he will be traded? Probably not.
I don't know. I think there's more likelihood of Simmons being traded than Harden being traded, I think.
I agree. And
Harden's playing.
Harden's playing. He
active.
Seems happy to be out there. He's putting up good numbers.
Yeah. Another player that comes to mind is... another player that comes to mind. Miles Turner. I think he would be good on the Lakers, the Blazers, or the Bucks. I don't know if the Bucks really have the assets to trade for him though, because Brook Lopez is out for the year. So.
Again, I like him on the Hawks. I can't say.
That's a huge line. I mean, you got Clint Capella, John.
I'm
Collins.
saying you get Clint Capella out there.
Really?
Yeah. And then because Miles Turner brings that defense that Capella brings, finishes just as well, and can stroke it.
What's Miles Turner's rebound numbers?
I think it's.
I
think it's just a little over 8 because he's playing next to Sabonis. 7.1.
7.1. What's Sabonis?
I think Sabonis is about 11, honestly.
$12,
yeah.
So, you put that's. I'd say if Sabonis went on that team, Turner would probably be getting about 8 of those boards. So you put 7 and 8 together. That's 15 boards a game. What's Clint Capella's stats?
I think he's getting about 12 or 13 as well.
12.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. It's just his ability to. I mean, I think him and Turner are very similar players. I think Capella's more athletic.
But I think Turner is way better outside the paint offensively.
Yeah.
Like I think it's day and night with them outside the paint. I'd also like to see Miles Turner on the Celtics. What the fuck?
It's still...
We should click on it.
No.
Yeah, Miles Turner on the Celtics would be insane. Maybe a package for Mitchell Robinson in New York. I mean, with Sabonis playing as big as he does for his frame, are the Pacers looking for another big for Turner? Or are they looking for a guard forward type of thing?
I think they're looking for a guard forward. I mean, they already got the Sabonis and Turner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know if you trade either of those guys for a guard.
Imagine Miles Turner on the Charlotte Hornets, though.
That'd be
my God.
insane. They don't really have a... They have Mason Plumlee.
Yeah.
I mean, that team's going to the conference championship. You put Miles Turner on that team.
Yeah. Let me look.
But,
you get rid of,
maybe trade P.J. Washington and pick.
I'm saying Washington and maybe Martin.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Martin's a spark plug off their bench, though. I don't really know if you'd want to trade them. I'd probably say Washington and a couple picks. I think that's
at
worth
least,
Turner.
yeah. Yeah.
A first and a second in Washington. An top 3 protected, or maybe top 5 protected first.
Mo had 38, 9, and 6 last night.
38, 9, and 6?
Yeah.
That's insane. Buddy Hield is another player that's been tossed up recently.
I think he'll stay on the Kings.
You think?
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams could use his off-ball movement and shooting. I had a bubble in my throat.
The Grizzlies, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaw's not much of a shooter. He's more of
Right.
a slasher kind of guy. Triple J can kind of shoot a little bit. Dylan Brooks.
Can Desmond Bain shoot that well?
No.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe he turned it up this year, but I don't watch a lot of Grizzlies basketball.
Kemba. That's another name I've seen tossed around. Has not produced at all this year on the Knicks. They need something because they're bound to not make the playoffs.
Kemba needs to be on a team where he's the guy.
He can't be. He can't be a rotational guy like he is on the Knicks.
He has to be the guy. I feel like you give him one more year being the guy like he was in Charlotte. I think he averages 25 points.
I'd agree.
I think he's got, with the rate he's playing at, he's going to stay in the league 5 more years and then fade away. And that is awful.
Yeah.
When you think about what he was doing, 3-4 years ago?
Another, I didn't write this name down, but Spicy P. I mean, Raptors aren't really having any success.
Yeah.
Should they deal him away and try to get some picks? I mean, they just won the championship, so I don't really think there's a rush or a need to get back to contending. So, I mean, do you trade Spicy P away and get a few picks for the future?
Honestly, with that core, I think you can attract in free agency.
Gary Trent does he's the player with the most consecutive 30-point games ever.
No way.
Yeah, he just broke the record.
No way.
5.
I mean, most consecutive.
Gary Trent broke the record for most consecutive 30-point games.
Like consecutive in a row or back to back?
Back to back to back to back.
Oh, okay. So he had 5 in a row, and the record was 4.
Yeah. And it was like a list of like Kobe, KD, like...
Yeah, Kobe comes to mind straight off the bat. Speaking of straight off the bat, do you think Barry Bonds is the best baseball player ever?
No.
Because I personally do.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, put him in a cage with...
Ortiz?
No, Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth?
Yeah. Hitting it out of the park on Babe Ruth.
I mean, it's a very different. I mean, the bats were different, the balls were different, the play style was different. They didn't even wear helmets back then. Like,
right now, who's your top 5 athletes ever?
Ever? Athletes?
No, greatest.
Greatest athlete. Okay.
Yeah.
1 MJ, 2 Brady, 3 Braun, 4 Kareem, 5 Wayne Gretzky.
Dude, I'm putting Gretzky 1.
Really?
Yeah, like the way he just dominated the whole sport. And then
I'm not that much of a.
I'm not a hockey fan.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't really watch that much hockey, so I couldn't tell you that much about it. But I mean, it's. If I don't watch it, and I know how great Gretzky is. It's.
Yeah.
Obviously, the impact he had on this game.
Dude, Gretzky, Brady, Usain Bolt.
He's definitely an honorable mention. I mean, his records will probably never be broken.
LeBron James, Lionel Messi. I think that's my 5.
You're not much of a soccer guy, though.
No.
I don't think Messi's. I don't even think Messi's the greatest soccer player of all time.
You don't think so?
It's either Pele or Maradona, which are guys like. I think Pele won.
I've heard of both of them. I'm not a big soccer guy.
Pele's apparently about to die.
Really?
Yeah.
From what?
A tumor in his liver. All time wins. During his international career, he won 3 FIFA World Cups in 58, 62, and 70. Only player to do so. Pele is also the all-time leading goal scorer for Brazil with 77 in 92 games. That's a lot.
Couldn't tell you if that
at
was
club level, so like Barcelona
Yeah.
teams like that. He is Santos' all-time top goal scorer with 643 goals for 659 games.
I know that's
a lot.
Yeah.
That's almost a goal a game, which
Yeah.
is a lot for anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, like Christian Pulisic, who's a guy who plays on the U.S. men's national team. I think he averages like 0.7 goals a game for his club.
Speaking of the U.S. men's national team,
rolling past Honduras last night, 3-0.
Can't say I watched it because I didn't.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I'm more of a soccer guy than Zach is, but this isn't much. This isn't your dad's U.S. men's national team. These guys have a real chance to make it far in the World Cup this year. It's not just Tim Howard and nobody else. It's Christian Pulisic. I mean, you got tons of goal scorers on this team. I think we're gonna make a far push this year. I know
Tim Howard. He's the bald goalie.
Yeah. He's like probably the most stereotypical people know the soccer player sort of dude. He's probably the most recognizable. Either him or Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But I really think U.S. men's national team has a real chance to make it far this year. I mean, the Honduras isn't really a powerhouse by any means. I think they're like 0-7-1 in national play this year. But I mean, we also played them in Minnesota, and it's Honduras. So I mean, yeah. This day in sports in 1876, Spalding, the company Spalding, took out its first loan and became a company.
That's great. Like that, it's a lot.
And they are, I think, they have the most gross out of any sports company ever.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's got to be them or Wilson. Right?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Fran Tarkenton. He turns 82 today.
82.
Yeah.
Best Vikings quarterback of all time.
Doesn't take much.
Fuck you.
Happy anniversary, Brady. Brady wins his first Super Bowl against the St. Louis Rams. With an Adam Vinatieri game-winning kick with a game-winning drive from Brady, and that sort of solidified.
Dude, I just got
everything.
Chills.
Really?
Yeah, because, oh my God, what if Joe Burrow beats the Rams with an Evan McPherson field goal?
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like Vinny and it's like Vinny and Brady all over
again.
Man.
That's oh my God.
Happy anniversary, Giants. Giants pull off the upset against the undefeated Patriots with the most iconic Giants catch of all time, David Tyree's helmet catch. Happy anniversary, Joe Flacco. Win over the 49ers in 2013. I was glad to see Ray and Ed Reed get a Super Bowl before they left. Right. We kind of talked about this earlier. Who do you think will be the next generational superstar in the NFL? Whether it's
you're wrong if you don't say Patrick Mahomes.
It'll be. Honestly, I see Josh Allen as more of a generational superstar than Patrick Mahomes.
Nah, Josh Allen.
He has a worse team and has produced more.
Josh Allen's Peyton Manning. Patrick Mahomes is Brady. Joe Burrow is going to be like
Phil Rivers.
Eli Manning.
No,
he'll be Ben Roethlisberger.
Who's going to be Philip Rivers?
Philip Rivers is going to be
Tua.
No, he's not going to be that good. It's tough. Like, who's going to be really good and not going to win a ring?
Might be Herbert. I could see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Chargers quarterback.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know we're talking about quarterbacks, but I see T. Higgins as being a generational superstar as a wide receiver.
What? That's such.
I know it's a random take.
Yeah.
It's just he's one of the tallest receivers in the league at like 6'5". He's shifty, athletic, fast, great route runner, great deep ball guy. Can put him on screens. Good blocker.
I mean, the Vikings have the next Randy Moss right now.
I wouldn't say next Randy Moss. See, they don't have the same play style at all.
Well, they're athletic, shifty receivers. Huh? They can with like huge, reliable hands.
Well, Randy Moss was more of a deep threat. I think Justin Jefferson's more of a route runner. It's what?
He's an insane deep threat.
I don't think he's as good. No one's ever going to be as good as a deep threat as Randy Moss.
I'm not saying he's going to be as good as Randy Moss. I'm saying he's... Okay. Well, what about quarterbacks coming up? Like...
I think Carson Strong will be...
Carson Strong is going to be really
Carson
good.
Strong is going to be the next Ryan Fitzmagic. He's going to bounce around the league for like 40 years and play for like 80 teams.
No, I think he'll have a way better career than Ryan Fitzpatrick. What about Arch Manning?
That's too far to tell.
What, he's a junior in high school? Yeah. Younger than us?
Yeah, he's younger than us. And getting looks from...
Yeah.
He's...
Bama. Ole Miss.
Yeah, you think he'll
I think he'll go to Ole Miss.
Or you think he'll go to Tennessee?
I think it's either Ole Miss or Bama right now, but yeah, I just feel like that'd be perfect for Ole Miss. I mean, we have Jackson Dart for a year, then Arch Manning comes and saves the day.
Did Jackson Dart transfer to Ole Miss?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a shock.
I thought he was gonna go to Oklahoma.
I thought he was gonna come home to W.
Come home to W. Bryson Singer went home to W.
Yeah, I know.
So
what position would he play? Linebacker?
They have him at quarterback, but they're saying he signed as a quarterback, but they're saying he can play linebacker in the future. Which is a weird combo, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's not really a traditional quarterback. He's more of a play action, like a Garrett Green type of guy.
Yeah. Put him at running back, I think. Yeah. To be nice.
God, I hate that guy. He's so tough to guard.
He's so good. Hudson Clement, luckily we didn't have to play against him, but he went to WV too.
Yeah. I would have prayed for our safeties.
What did he have? Six touchdowns?
7 touchdowns in one game. Set a state championship world record. That's insane.
World record.
Or state record.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Braden Slack could be talking about him in a few years.
I wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate it at all.
I wouldn't hate it at all either. So let's move on. We've been doing some rankings.
Next generational quarterback, CJ Stroud. I'm going out on a limb for my boy.
I think he's a bit overrated.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State quarterbacks never really panned out.
I really like Matt Corral too. We know. No, but seriously, Matt Corral is going to have a lot of success in the National Football League.
If he gets healthy.
He's going to be healthy. He's going to be kicking ass at the combine. Well, when's the combine? When's the combine?
It's March, I think.
Oh, fuck yeah! Well, I don't know. I feel like he'll be in a Tua situation, but like 20 times better than Tua. At least Tua times. All right, let's move on.
No, I'm gonna let that joke sit. I'm gonna let it sit. So we've been doing at least like one ranking a week or whatever.
Yeah.
So we are going to rank the top 5 NFL coaches ever. I'm gonna start off. My honorable mention is John Madden, the late great John Madden.
He's my honorable mention as well. So
never had a losing record in the NFL as a coach.
Oh, I forgot his name. So is Bill Parcells.
Yeah. I mean, John Madden obviously left everlasting impact on the game.
Yeah.
His worst season ever as a coach was 9-7. He went 12-3, 11-3. I think the scheduling was different, so they always didn't have 16 games back then.
Do you know how many kids have laced up a pair of cleats because they play Madden football? I mean, seriously, like, it's crazy. Like, probably kids in the NFL today have done that.
But at number 5, I have Tom Landry.
Number 5, I have Bud Grant. 11 division titles, 4 Super Bowl appearances. 0-4 in those Super Bowl appearances, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 Bud Grant.
I feel like if I would have put him at honorable mention, or maybe like the bottom tier of honorable mention.
Bad tier.
He never won a Super Bowl.
He got to 4 of them. I mean, they're hard to win, man. It's hard to get to, let alone hard to win.
I mean, he didn't. So
that's what I'm saying. It's hard.
I have Bill Walsh at 4. Hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But Bill Walsh has won three Super Bowls. Never. I think he had in his 30 years of coaching, or it was like 25, I think.
He won 30 Super Bowl. 3? Did you say 3? How many Super Bowls did you say?
I said 3.
I thought you said 30.
No, and I said 30 years of coaching.
Okay.
I think it was either 25 or 30 years of coaching. No, only had like two losing seasons. I mean, it's hard to lose when you're the Boyz back in the day.
Right.
Who do you have it for?
4, I have George Halas. 1, more than double the amount of games he lost. Won 6 NFL championships, 4 Super Bowls, but it's basically a Super Bowl. Won 6 of them. So I mean, in about 38 years.
He was in my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
I have Vince Lombardi at 3.
I have Don Shula at 3.
A little low for Don Shula.
You think so?
Only perfect season ever.
Right, I agree. But 16 division titles, 6 Super Bowl appearances, 328, 156, 6 ties. I mean, it's pretty solid.
Yeah,
pretty solid.
I have Shula at 2.
I have Lombardi at 2, because I feel like if he coached for longer than 10 years, he would definitely be the best coach of all time. I mean,
why do you think he
had cancer.
Yeah, I thought it was a bad disease.
Yeah, but in 10 years, he had 3 NFL championships and 2 Super Bowls, so you're 50% on championships.
Jesus. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, he's 2 for me. And then 1, of course, Bill Belichick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, best coaching record of all time. Mm-hmm. Most Super Bowls of all time. Most division titles of all time.
You know he's never tied a football game. Ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting stat.
9 Super Bowl appearances, 6 wins. Just the standard for coaching, I think.
Yeah.
What's that? Does that say spin the wheel?
It does say spin the wheel.
Oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite, y'all.
So, This is another. This is episode 2 of Spin the Wheel here.
You just put your Schoology up there.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, it's in private mode. Okay, sorry. So what are we doing today?
Teams. We're gonna do NFL teams again.
Oh, really? Yeah. So same team format.
Same team format.
All right. But
so we're gonna move over here. Screen capture. There we go. I think I'm going to go first this time.
Go ahead, man.
Instead of doing the notes thing like we did last time, it was a bit jumbled. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to write it down on paper.
I want to throw something.
We're off the rails here at Basement Boys Podcast. Let's let's get into it here. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Spin. Ooh. Eagles. O-line.
O-line, yeah. That's a great pick.
Philly O-line. I mean, we saw that that's the only reason that they made the playoffs is because the only play that Jalen Hurts knows how to run is read option with Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. Speaking of Boston Scott. He is the first two-league pro athlete ever. Rocket League and NFL. It's pretty cool.
Wait. What about Deion?
What do you mean?
Wasn't he in the NFL and MLB?
He got drafted in the MLB. He never played.
No, Deion played.
He did?
Yeah, he played. He played a football game and a baseball game in the same day.
Oh yeah, he was on like a minor league team. He was like the same thing with Jordan. Like Jordan wasn't ever really on the White Sox. Like he was on.
What about Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson was actually. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, he was the first esports and main sports. That's what it was. It wasn't multi-sport athlete.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah. Second spin. Oh no. Oh, CMC. If healthy, we're assuming everyone is healthy here.
Everyone.
CMC. We're doing the same things last time. Linebacker, core, safety, or secondary. But did I get the Panthers? Okay, we're only doing one at a time. Or one team. Giants. I'll take it. I'm between Kadarius Toney in the slot and their secondary.
Yeah, I was thinking their secondary.
I'm going to go Kadarius Toney in the slot because I feel like I can get a better secondary down the road.
That's fair.
It's 3 down. O-line, Philly. I mean, Philly's O-line in CMC is pretty good.
Yeah.
Is a starting point. Falcons. I'm going Falcons linebacker core.
Yeah. I fumbled the bag with that one last week.
Yeah. Falcons. LBs. You know who needs to loosen LBs?
Who?
Carson Stanley. Carson, if you're watching this, we love you. For a fifth spin here. Already off to a pretty good start, and I jinxed it. Got the Jags. Can't take James Robinson. Can't take the quarterback.
Why can't you take the quarterback?
Because it's Trevor Lawrence, and he is god awful.
I mean, if you're building a team for the future.
Oh, I don't want to build a team for the future. Should I for the meme, should I take Urban Meyer, head coach?
Yeah, that'd be great.
What's good about the Jags? Not a good secondary.
Nothing. Good D-line.
Is it though? It's probably the... Huh. Yeah, I'm going to have to take their D-line. Six men, yeah. Miami Dolphins. Let's go. I'm taking the Dolphins secondary. I mean, you got Javon Holland, Eric Rowe, X-Man, obviously, Byron Jones, Nick Needham, Brandon Jones, who are both coming into their own.
It's kind of tough.
I think the Dolphins have the best secondary, upcoming secondary in the league. In my opinion.
The Ravens a bit more, just a bit more.
When healthy, I think the Ravens. I like the Ravens. MIA secondary. I'm gonna put some pizzazz on this one. Wham!
We should have a guy behind the camera.
Yeah. Bears.
Matt Nagy.
Bears. Matt Nagy?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Justin Fields?
No.
Montgomery?
No.
Oh, you can't.
Okay. My defense is done.
Probably A-Rob.
I like Allen Robinson with the 2.
Yeah. I don't, because I had him on fantasy.
Just skill-wise.
If you're seeing this, Allen Robinson.
whoa there. Whoa there.
I don't know you, so I can't say anything about you, and I'm sorry.
I'm making a call.
What's up?
I'm going to get the Colts on this spin.
It's not the Colts.
That's not the Colts. No, I get a respin. It was the Jags.
Ooh.
Just wait. Another respin. It's the Eagles. It's teasing us.
Yeah. It's edge.
Cardinals.
Mm.
I'm gonna go D-Hop.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Yeah. I don't even have to think about that one.
D-Hop, I had you on fantasy too, and you sold me. Like, come on. Cam Newton sold too.
Jags again. Nice. Give me a good quarterback. I need a good... Okay, I need respin again. Jesus.
You still need a head coach too.
Yeah. Am I going to get... Oh! Joey Brr. Joe Shiesty.
I like it. I feel like he fits that team.
Joe Burrow. Joe Brr.
Oh, by the way, like, when I was talking about Joe Burrow, like, at the beginning of the thing, like, I don't think he's not talented.
Yeah.
Right? I like Joe Burrow, but, like, the hype is crazy, man.
What do I have left?
You gotta go Harbaugh.
Okay, so my receivers are done. My defense is done.
Fullback.
Quarterback.
You can take Ricard.
Would I rather have Ricard or... So, running back. Oh, do I have an O-line? Yeah, I do. So, literally my only slots are...
Fullback and head coach.
Fullback and head coach. I'm going to take Harbaugh.
God. Hearing the word Harbaugh just makes me cringe now.
And this
Harbaugh.
For the fullback. So...
They like it, I heard.
Whoever the Denver Broncos fullback is.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. Fullback. Let's look it up, shall we?
Yeah. I bet he's white.
Broncos
Actually, no.
Goes
Black fullback. Full black, if you will.
Can we say that? Hey, would you look at...
No, that's Demaryius Thomas.
Oh. It's Andy Yanovich.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Demaryius Thomas. I like Andy Yanovich. Andy Yanovich is a good guy. Good utility fullback.
Gritty guy.
Gritty guy. High motor on that dude,
Yeah.
Yanovich.
Fullback.
Okay.
Right.
That's my list done.
I'm going to kick your list ass.
Oh, you're not.
Let me get my marker, yo.
I'm getting it for you. Okay. So, I'm starting off with the offense here.
Okay.
Head coach Harbaugh. Good coach. Good coach. QB1 Joe Burrow. D-Hop, Allen Robinson, and Kadarius Toney. That's a good mix of guys. Kadarius Toney is a shifty guy. D-Hop is a deep threat like no other.
Right.
Allen Robinson is a
Nice
all-around guy.
Yeah.
O-line Philly, one of the best O-lines, running O-lines in the
Oh, you
NFL.
didn't do a tight end.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry.
Let's see who it is. Who's my tight end? What? Disley? Will Disley?
Will Disley.
I don't mind that. He's a good receiving tight end. Will Disley. Then CMC at the running back with the Philly O-line. That's insane right there. Jags D-line. That's all right, I guess. That's the worst part of the team, and they're not that bad.
Right.
Falcons linebackers. That's insane with Dion and Foyesade and Dorian Etheridge.
So D-line, linebacker, secondary. Do I miss anything? Other than head coach?
Fullback.
Mm.
You got linebackers, right?
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's get to it.
Saints.
Ooh. Going.
You go to their linebackers. They've got some good linebackers. Saints O-line?
I'm going Saints O-line.
I like that.
Ramczyk, Armstead. I like
Dolphins
Ruiz.
are getting Toronto.
If the Steelers don't get him first.
I think that he'll come to the Dolphins.
Yeah, but Armstead, Ramczyk, Ruiz. Really like that pickup.
Second spin here. Looks like it's going to be the Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals.
Taking DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, just copy me then.
I mean, it's the obvious pick. Do you want me to go D-line?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Do what you want.
All right, I will.
Third spin. Uh-oh. You like that?
Give me Dalvin Cook.
I thought you were gonna say Kirk Cousins.
Give me
You're not gonna take Kirk Cousins, are you?
No.
Okay.
I might.
You're gonna take Kirk Cousins?
No. Who's your quarterback?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Huh. Justin Jefferson.
Okay, yeah, I was like, you're missing a pivotal piece of that offense there. Could have went linebackers too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have went linebackers. Defense wins championships, as some people say.
Yeah, not me. I'm sorry, if you can't tell.
Tennessee Titans.
Derrick
Obvious
Henry.
choice.
Yeah.
I don't like this for me. I'm hoping and praying you get a bad O-line.
I have the Saints.
Oh, never mind. Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Can I take TB12?
Yeah.
Or I'll take AB at the slot if you want. Or no, he's not even a fucking team either.
I mean, if you want to.
Are you sure?
If you need that handicap, I'll let you have it.
Oh, okay. Godwin at the slot.
Could have went linebackers.
could have. I'm building my offense. I don't want it.
You're going to get bottlenecked with your defense and get the Jags. Denver Broncos.
Secondary.
Okay. I like that. Jets. Nope. Colts. Damn it.
Well.
Oh, that's actually good for me. You already picked a decent O-line. You got a good O-line, so.
Linebackers.
You don't want to go Mo Alley Cox at tight end?
I'm great, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied.
Denver Broncos again, respin. Miami Dolphins.
I'll take Gesicki. How do you?
G-E, sick E. Like sick eye. There you go. I honestly would have considered their D-line.
You think so?
Yeah, Phillips, Ogba, Wilkins, Sealer. Bears. Well.
I mean.
I'd go D-line. Personally.
Yeah, I'm going to take D-line, but I could have their linebacker core, but.
Giants.
Shit. Whoever their fullback is.
Giants fullback?
Yeah.
Giants fullback. I feel like it's not Saquon.
Oh, wait, can I do that?
No.
Okay.
Who is it?
Do they have?
There's a picture of Mike Glennon.
Do they have one?
It's all Daniel Jones, Mike Glennon, and I put Giants FB, and it probably star.
Okay, I'm
Henry Hynoski.
Okay, welcome to the team. Wait. With my offense, I'm taking Brian DeBall.
Fair.
Sorry, Henry.
Sorry, Henry. I don't even remember his last name now. Steelers. Yes. Yes. You're going to get screwed with your quarterback.
Who's their fullback?
Derek White.
Yeah. I knew that.
You didn't.
I thought it was Roosevelt Nick still.
And this is for all the marbles.
All the marbles, yeah. Let's go. I want Kirk. Give me the Redskins. I want Kirk.
Bucks.
I already got the Bucks. I had to Godwin at the slot because you bitched about Brady.
No. Oh, you got Kirk.
Well, I already took Jefferson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
Jalen Hurts.
I will take that happily with who else I could have gotten. That team is sick. Oh, my God. That team is sick.
It could have been, let's see. For funsies, we'll see what could have, should have happened. We get Carson Wentz.
No, well, I already took the Colts linebackers.
Well, let's see what happened again. I'm a fan of hypotheticals. You got Mac Jones.
I hate that. I want Jalen Hurts instead of Mac Jones. I think my team just clears your team. Sorry.
Let's compare here. My O-line is better. We have different running backs. CMC's obviously a better elusive back and receiving back. Derrick Henry is better in other categories, obviously.
Yeah.
My quarterback is better.
Who's your quarterback?
Burrow.
Yeah.
My fullback is better. I think Andy Yanovich is a better fullback.
Yeah, probably.
I think I have a better head coach, Harbaugh.
Well, we don't know yet.
Well, we do, because one is a head coach currently, and the other has not coached a game yet.
Exactly. So we don't know.
Tight end. You got me there.
I think you got me at linebackers.
Yeah, I got you at linebackers. I think you got me at D-line. Keem Hicks. Could you... Is Robert Quinn considered a D-lineman?
I'd say Robert Quinn is a D-lineman, but Khalil Mack's not.
Okay. You got me on D-line. I got you on... I think I got you on secondary and linebackers.
So basically, your defense is better than my defense, but my offense is better than your offense.
I wouldn't say your offense is better. I think you have a better receiving core.
Like,
our running backs are about the same. I think Henry's probably... I mean, we don't really know this year because neither of them have played a full year. I have a better quarterback. We have about the same running back. I have a better O-line. We have the same wide receiver 1, and you have a better wide receiver 2, slot, and tight end.
Look, all I'm saying, that receiving core, that's how it makes me feel. But, I mean, we're never going to know.
We'll put up a poll, see what the people think.
Let's do NBA next week.
All right. We'll, let's do golf the week after that.
I'll play with my feelings, boy.
We'll have caddies. So, here, I'll put them up on. Tell me if they're both in front.
Yeah, move them down a little bit. There you go.
So if you want to pause there and look at them, you can.
Or we'll capture it, screenshot it, and put it on IG.
Yeah.
Speaking of Instagram, follow me on Instagram.
@ ZAKKARY.
Yeah, that's it. Big announcement on there on my story.
I think that's about it for today's episode. So if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment, share. All the fixins. We'll be live same time next week with hopefully guest Zion Smith, and then after that we should have Thomas Switzer and Jack Cleland on the podcast. For those who are asking,
Jack Cleland, more like Whack Cincinnati.
And